All right, so let's talk about the future of comic book movies, and how short a time we have left. But is that such a bad thing? All right, let's get back in the Wayback Machine, all the way back to the 1990s. There was a couple studios that had some comic book properties that were beloved by an entire generation of young people. One being Fox with the Marvel franchise with X-Men and all that goodness, afternoon cartoons. And then we had Warner Brothers, likewise, with Batman the Animated Series. But we also had more shows like Superman and Lois, Smallville, other things. And I think, you know what? We are ready for a return to that.
Hmm.
With with the way that these franchises have been going, the problem is that the TV shows aren't like traditional television, and we did talk about this, and that's one of the reasons why Daredevil is, changing gears so much as they are, because back in the day they had a showrunner, they had a Bible, they had an outline of what the show, at least for the first few seasons, was going to be. um, and now it's not quite that thing. They're more like mini series. Every single Marvel thing that's been out has been like a mini series, where as opposed to DC, who had the Arrowverse, which love it, leave it, whatever, it was still somewhat of a coherent story that was interconnected throughout a bunch of things. With the failure of certain things, in my opinion, as far as DC was concerned, they didn't tap into that and connect the two. I'm not saying that the comic book movies are done in the theaters forever, but I am saying that we're not going to see 3 to 4 comic book movies coming out in a year. We'll see television shows that lead up to big event films, but I think that
That's
would,
probably what Star Wars is doing.
honestly,
Oh, I'm
that's
sorry,
for
you're
the.
ranting. Sorry, sorry.
Oh, no, you're not wrong, and that's kind of where I developed it. My main thing is that's what Star Trek did back in the 90s. They would do the
Mm.
TV shows that would lead to the movies. Not necessarily like right bang on, because you don't want to make it to where they have to know what's going on in the television show to watch the movies. But still, there was enough connectivity there in order to do it. But the age of superhero movies being on top, boys, is over. That's my hot take.
Okay, so pretty much, if to get an understanding, you're saying that we're going to start to see superhero properties be on television or series.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna slowly go away from the theatrical stuff. Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely. I think we're going to see a change from the theatrical setting to a more streaming slash television setting. And to me, there's nothing wrong with that, because historically it's been proven that superheroes thrive on television.
Honestly, like I I don't completely disagree with you on that. Like,
I disagree.
I mean,
He's like, I love my movies.
I mean, no, that's the only thing. The only thing I could fight against that though is the theatrical experience, because you know, that's what really gets people to watch these properties is the movies.
Hmm.
And like they'll make. I don't know the logistics of things or whatever, but like I think studios make more of a profit from the movies than they do with shows, though. I think that's another reason why they push it instead of having it be on shows. But to your point, though, if we're talking about, you brought up Batman the animated series and stuff like that, like the DC animated universe, like that was our DC thing for a while. That was like the standard when making shared universes, like with Justice League Unlimited, Justice League the animated series, Static Shock, Batman Beyond, all that stuff. A lot of people are looking to that and being like, why aren't they doing that now with the live action shows? And even with stuff like Daredevil on Netflix, like still to this day, one of the best Marvel shows ever put out, and it's given its time to properly develop the characters and the story. They don't have to truncate everything in 2.5
It's not
hours,
10
3 hours,
season, 10
whatever.
episode season, like
Yeah.
the story arcs can be fleshed out a lot better in a 20 episode season than like 8 episodes.
See, I
Yep.
think that's one of the downfalls. I think that's one of the downfalls because all these shows, like take Daredevil. Every season of Daredevil on Netflix felt like it was 3 episodes too long. It always felt like they had more episodes than they had story, and they were dragging things out. Uh, it's the same thing with the 22 episode seasons that we used to have, like on the CW. Part of the reason I think Superman's been so good is we've only been getting about 13 to 15 episodes of Superman. When we were getting 22 episodes a year of Flash and 22 episodes a year of Arrow, there's a lot of crap in there because they had to fill 22 episodes.
That is true. There's a lot of involved.
I think one of the best things about streaming is the truncated seasons. Like, I love what we're getting on Disney Plus. Like, I love the fact that they're giving us 6 episodes, 8 episodes. It's like, all right, you're not overstaying your welcome. You're telling us the story you want to tell, and you're getting out of Dodge. Whereas over on Paramount Plus, I watched Star Trek Discovery last season, season 4 of Star Trek Discovery, and they had a pretty good story, but they also had too many episodes, and the story
True.
got stretched really, really thin. And it's like, wow, you told us a really good 8-episode story arc, but you told it in 13 episodes.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong at all. Like
Uh,
that's
Joe
one of the
has-
downfalls
I
of like
think
New Trek, as far as I'm concerned. It's just like
I like the idea of character work being done on TV to lead to a spectacle movie, and I think that's sort of what Scorsese is asking for, or saying, kind of predicting there's going to be something different. There's different type of event films. The summer blockbuster, I don't think exists anymore. I think we're going to have little event stuff happen throughout the years that feel like a blockbuster. We're literally having one right now with Taylor Swift and what she's doing to the box office right now in October.
Mhm.
And I think we can't all be Barbenheimer. You know, all these films can't be Barbenheimer. So I think a route to take is doing, like, let's say, Star Wars characters in shows so you could fully flesh them out. That leads to the gangbusters blockbuster movie, you know, and that way you could also set audience expectations where more story beats, more character moments are, you know, they're people accept them in shows. You know, they expect it
not
to be
only
slower
that,
down for stuff. Yeah.
but one of the
Go ahead.
reasons why I like the end of the end of Endgame was so good is that there was all that payoff.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't pay off everything, and,
Not
and
everything.
some not all of it landed properly, but there was a lot of good payoff at the end of that movie. Like there was
Yes.
there was satisfaction, and I think that's something that's missing in today's thing.
We got Picard this year, bro.
Oh yeah, we did.
I also think that we're about a year away from the movies coming back big time,
Yeah.
because I think people are going to be back in theaters next year. It's a slow burn recovery. The studios changed the game when they started fooling around with streaming and fooling around with the windows and we'll put this out on streaming after 45 days, and they realized it wasn't working. What they were doing was not working. And that's why you're seeing the theatrical windows growing again. They're actually going the other way and getting longer and longer. They're like, that 45-day thing wasn't working. But I think it's taking the audience a while to figure out that they're changing back. I think it's an adjustment. I think that next year, I think we're going to have much better theatrical attendance in theaters than we saw this year. And in the next year after that, I think it's going to be better than it is next year.
I hope you're right with that. I really do. But like, I think it when it comes to superhero properties, I think it all just goes back to Perp's hot take is that, you know, it depends how well these characters are realized and do they have a good story to back them up. So it's like, if we keep getting mediocre movie after mediocre movie, like, how much more will the audience take? You know, especially with DC, Superman Legacy got a hit. Now, I'm not saying you gotta make a bunch of money at the box office. It's going to underperform. People gotta understand that it's going to underperform because they gotta gain the audience, the trust for the audience again. But like as far as the quality, it gotta hit. You had to have it needs to start off on a good foot for people even want to to watch more of the DCU again. So it's like
I actually think it's going to be huge. I think it's going to be huge because, like, here's another thing people don't take into account: the superhero movies that are not doing so well. Look at who the headliners are. We're not talking Superman, Batman, Iron Man, Spider Man. We're talking Blue Beetle, and we're talking the Flash and Ant-Man. We're talking the lower tier characters.
Hey, I'm just kidding.
I mean,
I
he's
mean,
not wrong.
You're not
He's
wrong. I'm just being.
It's
I'm
the
just being
truth. Now, for a
contrarian.
while,
They needed
Marvel-
Batgirl, damn it.
Marvel was the hot thing for a while
She's
there. Marvel was the
A-list.
hot thing.
Oh.
So therefore, even the B-list Marvel characters, the C-list Marvel characters, were getting a boost from the rest of the universe. And I think that's kind of died off. But I think when you start bringing in characters like the X-Men, I mean, look, next May we're getting a Deadpool movie. I think that's going to be a shot in the arm to the MCU. I think we're going to see the biggest MCU box office that we've seen in a long time when Deadpool 3 comes out. And then we got the X-Men coming, we got the Fantastic Four coming. The name heroes are coming back. This is not the Eternals where most people are like, who the hell are the Eternals? People know who these guys are. And when you get to Superman, if you get a Superman movie that has the quality, I know people are like, I don't want Superman to be funny. Okay, I'm not talking tone. I'm not talking tone, but I'm talking you bring the quality that James Gunn brought to Guardians of the Galaxy, and suddenly you have a name brand hero that everybody knows, that's a household name, and the word of mouth gets out there that this is really good. I think you're going to see something big. And just look at what Batman did. I mean, the Batman movie performed really, really well. And that was, quite frankly, that wasn't a 4-quadrant film. That wasn't a movie you could take the kids to. That was
long as hell too.
Yeah. So and that did really well. So imagine what a 4-quadrant, like kid friendly Superman movie that has good word of mouth and the people are like, hey, this is great. Imagine what that could do. I think you can't compare that to an Eternals or a Blue Beetle or even the Flash, who is probably best known for a CW show that most people don't watch.
Yeah, because it's trash anyway. So let me ask you this, Brian, to go back to the example, like you say that there's going to be shows that will lead up to a big movie. Let's say, for example, a show that has had a big following, Stranger Things. If they decided for their final season that they may, instead of doing a final season, they're going to do a final theatrical film to conclude the entire series, do you see that doing well?
Oh, absolutely. You have that built-in fan base, and that's the perfect example of what an event film should be. It's like WrestleMania, dude. How many pay-per-views do you have before WrestleMania that build up to WrestleMania? You know, the battle royale, and whatever.
Rumble, Elimination Chamber.
But in between, every Monday, Raw, and SmackDown, they're building up. So they're setting up the matches. They're getting it ready. That's like the whole thing. It's the whole ballyhoo. You got to pump it up, and that's like the whole thing. And
also,
I think
horror audience.
Horror,
yeah. Well, the other thing is I think this James Gunn stuff would be a little bit better if they introduced a TV show where we get to see a couple of these characters. Just not like be like, oh, this get full on introductions, but be like, oh, hey, there's Superman.
Well, he is like putting his foot in the water, with Creature Commandos and stuff like that. So
we'll get a sense of the world for sure. Yeah,
I mean, we're getting, from what I understand, we're getting a TV series between every movie. Like, isn't it Creature Commandos, then Superman, then Waller, then Brave and the Bold, then Peacemaker?
That's a winning strategy, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. It gives people a reason to watch your TV shows, and 2, it gives people a reason to watch your movies. So, I think that's where Marvel might have failed a little bit. Granted, they were doing these shows during COVID, or they were releasing these shows during COVID, so it's not like we could go watch a movie when they came out. Like WandaVision, what came out, like that was the last one, right? Like 2020, right there in the middle, like or 2021, yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
But
And-
it was
and-
like that was it. Everything after that was all TV shows. So you had Falcon Winter Soldier, which was okay.
I enjoyed
You
it.
know, and then Loki, which season 2 is not too bad so far. Yeah.
I will let you know when all the episodes air because I don't trust it.
You know what I'm
But-
hoping James Gunn does on television on the Waller series?
What?
What?
I'm hoping that he, all the people that are confused as to how certain people are coming back, and certain people aren't. I think you explain it on Waller.
Oh, absolutely.
And here's what you do: you have a scene where Amanda Waller reveals that she found out that Barry Allen was traveling through time and changing the universe, so she had him killed.
Yeah.
And for being a danger in the multiverse. That way, you write out Ezra Miller. You
Yep.
can bring in Wally West as your new Flash, and you explain all the inconsistencies when people are like, "How come this guy's back and that guy's not?"
Hmm.
And
And
Deadshot did
Amanda
it.
Waller would do that.
Oh yeah, she'd hire Deadshot.
She has.
Or Deathstroke, whichever we prefer.
Yeah.
And I also James
Bloodsport.
Gunn, if James Gunn is by any chance listening, you are the head of the studio and you are going to be the first film directing. Please don't be stingy on that effects budget. Put it all in there. Don't be like, "Oh no, I want to share it with everyone." No, you're the studio head. Start working the effects now. Now, make it look I want it better win best visual effects. It better win. You're the head studio. All the money on your movie. Okay?
It's like verisimilitude,
No
mother
excuse
trucker.
to not win.
I'm
There's
gonna
no
go in a
excuse to not win best visual effects.
I'm going to go in a different direction. I say instead of spending all that money on visual effects, let's just do it with
Practicals.
puppets.
Practicals.
It's all puppets.
No, a force projection and practicals, baby. Let's make them. Let's make them make them believe a man can fly again.
You make a marionette. He can fly. You pull the wires. Look
That's
at him
literally how
flying.
Christopher Reeve flew.
I'm sure with all the superheroes that are going to appear in Superman Legacy, I'm sure it's not going to be a cheap movie to make. I'm sure they're going to put all the money into that. It's a Superman movie, first of all.
They put all the money in the other ones, and it didn't look that great. I think they could look better.
Well, because they were treating their visual effects artists like crap. So, I think one thing to really look out for when it comes to like series leading up to a movie, if this film's still going to happen, because I don't believe any Star Wars movie is coming out until I see production or a trailer, but like the Dave Filoni Mandoverse movie, because technically that's an example of shows leading up to a movie. So we have to have close eyes on that and seeing how well that does, if that strategy does properly work.
Those movies they need to be accessible to people that didn't watch the shows.
Yeah.
They have to be, or they're not going to. If they're only for people who watch the shows, that's not going to help them either.
No, it's a limited audience. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
I think they could do it because I didn't watch Rebels and I enjoyed Ahsoka for the most part. The one thing that does worry me a little bit about Filoni, I wish there was a little more slickness in the directing. Some of the stuff he does is just point and shoot. I hope that's a TV show thing that he was on, like trying to get on schedule or something. And I hope for the movie he's given more resources and time to breathe and really do composed shots.
He's still learning though. He's a new director.
Learning.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure by the time the movie comes out, he'll be more comfortable with the direction and stuff like that. But yeah,
a little more slickness. That's all I'm asking for. A little more slickness.
A little more slickness.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully he'll do that. Get a little better. Get a little more consistent with the choreography.